Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tyrian Weekly, your weekly recap of all the new Guild Wars 2 news. We are the only group left in the world who haven't been approached by Scarlet to make an alliance. My name is Dan Quinnell from youtube.com/DanDoesGames and stuff, but you likely do not care about that. Let's get on with the show. Coming up today we have two rather large topics to go through, so let's get started. The Tower of Nightmares has been unveiled in Kessex Hills along with a brand new alliance. I wonder who could be behind that. And this week has seen the beginning of collaborative development threads on the official forums focusing on all aspects of the game. It will take quite a while to sort through it all, so that's why I've taken up the challenge. Wish me luck. Somebody has been running around creating alliances out of unlikely pairings once again. Tyrians from all over the land have been baffled as to who could possibly be behind this. That being said, Scarlet hasn't been around for about one patch, and ArenaNet sure do love attaching her to everything that happens in the world. I'm surprised she hasn't poked her nose in yet. But whoever is behind it, we do know that the Crate and the Nightmare Court have been working together to create a Tower of Nightmares. This tower is located in the Kessex Hills Lake as we reported last week, but now the illusion has been taken down and we can see exactly what is behind there. Access to the tower is currently restricted, presumably to be open next patch, but until then you can go and take part in a brand new story instance with Marjorie Delacroix and Kesma Maid to try and uncover the secrets behind the tower. This story instance will activate the first time you load into Kessex Hills and can be repeated by speaking to Marjorie afterward. Once the new instance is finished, you can load into a completely redesigned Kessex Hills with tons of new events and new mobs for you to fight. A new mechanic that has been introduced to the game is stomping PvE mobs. When some mobs are down, they will go into their down state and other mobs nearby will come to revive them. There is also a new tier of mob in this new patch, Elite mobs. Their difficulty is placed between veteran and champion and are intended to be for small groups to take them down. Collaborative development. What is it? Well, it's ArenaNet's way of listening and responding to the community in one central point. This week there have been 3 discussions taking place for the 3 main aspects of the endgame in Guild Wars 2. Living World, World vs World, and Player vs Player. Let's go through them all and I will vaguely summarise what was said. First off, the Living World. It's ArenaNet's way of providing content to us at endgame. But what do the devs have to say about it? One of the major concerns of the player base was story pacing and continuity. Many people believe that the story moves too slowly, and Bobby Steen, one of the devs for the World vs World content, agreed. But he stated that it took them time to introduce the alliances and Scarlet to a point where they are happy with the speed that the story is going. He also mentioned that the bi-weekly release schedule limits the amount of story content they can fit into each patch, as they often cannot fit it all in. He also mentioned that they do plan to resolve all of the loose ends currently in the story by the time that the Scarlet story arc has concluded. Next up, Devon Carter. Yes, the man in charge of World vs World, a man everybody seems to hate one week and love the next. He had this to say about World vs World. He said that one of the most important things about World vs World is the spirit of collaboration, meaning everybody working together. So if there is a change that will not reflect this idea, they will not implement it. They are also looking for a way to take the momentum away from a matchup, meaning that when a server has a good start, the other servers can still catch up and win. They are also evaluating the use of waypoints in World v World. He did not elaborate much more on this, but it can be assumed that when it is ready it will be tested in the Edge of the Mists, or even in the live game. And finally today, Jonathan Sharp has responded to the PvP thread. He realises that players want to be able to play competitively at more than 5 players on each team, but it does not work for multiple reasons on ArenaNet's end, but on our end, it's far harder to organise a team with 8 players to train than a team of 5. They are also working on new features and game modes for PvP, but these obviously take time. One game mode that does not seem to be coming into the game is King of the Hill. The devs have tried it internally but stated that it just turns into a stalemate on the midpoint. If they ever were to add it, they would need something to spice it up a bit. Finally, the topic of Guild vs Killed has obviously been discussed. I mean, we're talking about the official forums here. Of course it's been discussed. They are working on it, but as with everything people ask for, it's on the list. That was the Tyrian Weekly for this week. If you have enjoyed, please be sure to subscribe to the MMORPG.com channel to see this show again next week. And if you think I sound good, or like a twat, come check out my channel at youtube.com/DanDoesGames and stuff, where I play a load of games in a fun way. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all again next week.